Hi, so here we are going to discuss about the impact of the modern slavery and the human traffic in the hospitality industry. So I'm just now getting into the topic. So now I'm going to discuss about the brief introduction about this topic. So in this second slide, I just prepare one introduction about this. So on this introduction, the human traffic and the modern slavery issues is hospitality in hospitality sectors have created the serious concern like the sex exploitation and the child abuse. So the hospitality sectors, especially the staffs, are facing some serious issues related to the lack of effective training program and also the supportive environment. So this is only the basic description about this introduction, and also I just put one pictorial representation on the top of this slide. So now I'm just getting into the third slide. It's like the content. It's a content about the modern slavery. So this presentation has focused on the identifying the issues of human traffic and also the modern slavery in the hospitality industry. And this is based on the certain recommendation and are provided for the human resource managers and the hospitality industry to reduce the negative impact of identified issues. So the higher competitive nature of the hospitality sectors has created some effective transformation, and also which require the skilled workers, and thus it started to recruiting the staffs from the overseas, or this has created a multi-tier recruitment process which lacks authenticity. So this was a brief content which I am just putting on the third slide. So now I'm just getting into the fourth slide. It's been discussing about the aims and the objectives of the particular topic. So in this slide we are describing about this presentation has aimed to identify the problems so that has impacted the hospitality sector, and based on this proper recommendations have been provided. So this clear objective have been set to get the proper outcome from the finding and analysis. So here you can see the one picture which I have been put in the bottom of the slide. So this describe about the labor victim, forced labor victim. Okay, so now I'm just getting into the fifth slide. That's been discussing about the justification and the rationale. So what is the issue? We are discussing about the issue. Okay, so the multi-tier recruitment process has created the disruption and the practice to bring the productive work result. So the staffs have failed to track the real identity of the staff that are coming from the overseas. So the hospitality sector faces a high turnover due to the human traffic and also the modern slavery issues. This need some effective legal implementation, so that will reduce the sex exploitation and also create a higher awareness between individual like the guest, staff, or whatever it may be. So now I'm just getting into the sixth slide. So that's been discussing about the the human traffic and also those modern slavery has majorly impacted the women hospitality sector. This is due to the lack of gender equality. So the awareness and the standard of the woman empowerment, this requires the serious attention to see the men and the women are equal in this entity. And here also I just put one picture to get an overall idea about this content. So now I'm just getting into the seventh slide. So the seventh slide we are discussing about the hospitality sector must focus on building a sustainable community by creating the supportive work process. So this will reduce the bias and the abuse of the child labor forces and the women. So we can also identify that there are some what we call it as a partiality, or what about the child labor forces and also the woman. So that's been discussing in the seventh slide. So I'm just getting to the eighth slide. So here also we are discussing about the content, why the hospitality industry must take an action for this. So hospitality industry has not included the proper documentation process for keeping the track of every individual associated with this sector. Thus, the hospitality sector need to include the behavior analysis. So this will help to identify the behavior of the individual or the staff. So this sustainable action will help in creating what the optimistic or the perspective, and thus a hopeful hospitality sector can be seen in this coming years or coming days, whatever it may be. Okay. So after that, now I'm just getting into the ninth slide. So here also we can see I just put some content regarding this topic also. So here the human resource manager must do the proper background check, as this will help to keep record of the staff coming from the particular places. I think this was also an important element while we doing this particular action. So as a result, the proper safety and the security can be seen. So the effective human resource manager can function are also required to bring the better way of managing the human traffic and also the modern slavery problem. Okay, so after that, now I'm just getting into the 10th slide. So the 10th slide is regarding the proposed solutions. What are the various solutions and their justifications? So I'm just going to discuss this in the brief way. So the smart monitoring will help to monitor the actions or the activities of the individual. So it can be used for further investigation in case of any exploitation or the crime within the hospitality sector. So it is in a high time to bring the diversity and also the visionary leadership, and this will help to manage the human traffic and also the modern slavery that's been happening in the hospitality industry. And you can also see some of the various solutions with their justification. That's based on the identified issues, or the human resource managers of the hospitality industry can play an effective role by enhancing the policies of risk analyzing while outsourcing or the third parties, right? So after that, now I'm just getting into the 7th slide, and here also I just bring some content regarding this topic content. So in this content we are discussing about the sustainable goal can be created, thus by focusing on basic human right of the individual. So and also the community and the stakeholders engage in this possible. So thus this will help in the partnership working structure, or the government can play an effective role by proposing support with the financial protections. So the global freedom exchange can work well in the aspect of the reducing or protecting the hospitality sector from the human traffic and also from the modern slavery. So I think this was also an important content in this topic. So I think that's an effective description about this topic. So after that, now we are just moving to the 12th slide. It's been also another content. So in this content also I just put one pictorial representation regarding the modern slavery, that what that includes. Okay, so in this, the hospitality sector must focus on including the Equality Act to reduce the women abuse. This will help to create the awareness to give the similar aspect to women as men, and as a result of sexually exploitation and other issues of the labor can be solved. Apart from this, the human resource management of this hospitality must consider the training, as this will bring the self-sufficiency to manage the risk of the human traffic. Okay, so this was also an essential content in this specific slides. So after that, now I'm just getting into another slide. That's been the 13th slide. So here we are discussing about the selecting best solution based on the sustainability. So now you can see that there are some specific pictures on this slide. So what the effective anti-human traffic policies will help to focus on the better the supply chain management, and this will help to resolve the disparities in the creating the decent workplace. Or besides, the procurement leads must be trained as that they can problems of the supply chain and based on the modern slavery and also the human traffic issues. Also you can understand that That's because I just put one pictorial representation on this slide. So after that, now I'm just moving into the 14th slide, because we have some time limitation for this video presentation. And on this content, we are just moving into the prosperity and the peace that can be seen through the safety activities, and this will reduce the unlawful or practice like the sex violation, and coordinated strategies or the plan are required for the hospitality sector. And also the various companies must be come in unity to identify the human traffic signs and identify the risk beforehand. I think that's an easiest way to recover the situation. And now I'm just getting into the 15th slide. I think that was also another content, and also with some picture on the slide. So in this slide, the partnership process will create the effective work culture by eliminating gaps in communicating and the culture, and this is highly required to bring the productive result by managing the human traffic issues. Okay, and you can get an overall idea after going through the specific slide. So now I'm just moving into the 16th slide. That means what are the ways or the situation can be changed after the proposed solutions. So what with the one picture on the slide. So considering the effective work culture will help to work with a collaboration for eliminating any human traffic issues. So in this slide we are discussing about also the effective work culture will help the stakeholder to get the proper support to bring the growth and success for the businessman in the coming year or from the future year. So the performance measurement, and this will help to ensure the proper safeguard and also for reducing the human traffic issues for the proper recruitment selection method. So now I'm just moving into the 17th slide. Here also you can see the brief content on this slide. So the government partnership can be seen for the bringing the effective policy for reducing the human traffic issues from the hospitality sector. So after that, the relevant advertisement or the promotion portals must be created to bring the safety for the individuals to become the victim of the human traffic, and also the slavery issues for the hospitality sector. These are the specific the challenges which we are facing. Okay. So now we are getting into what are the benefits for the stakeholders. So here also I just put one picture that shows about the ethics. So the employee safety and the employee engagement will be seen by motivating them to the safety and the secure practice for guests and themselves. Managers and the leaders have the major role. The superior power, we can say in the simple words, superior power, including the employees in the effective decision making process of planning or decision making, whatever it may be. This need the effective employee engagement, or by creating the awareness about the human traffic signs and their issues. So you can also get an overall idea after going through the specific slide. Now we are getting into another content in the 19th slide. So this slide, I also put one picture that show the stop sign in the center of our hand. It's been specifically highlighting about the trafficking, stop trafficking, okay. And this include the staff in awareness campaign, and that help them to develop their knowledge regarding the safeguard based on the human traffic and also the modern slavery problems. So in this content, besides the community can get the scope to bring the partnership working process, and also the unfair work process can be eliminated. So after that, the employee safety can be brought by thinking about the human right and the safety of the individuals. Okay, now I'm just getting into another content. Actually, we are just now, after this we are getting into the conclusion. So I think now this was also an important one in this coming slide. Okay, So the clear communication will see through the partnership and the team working abilities of the staff of hospitality sector. This will have the positive impact or the good, I think the positive impact or the future by creating the organizational success and also the growth. So in this content, this requires the effective attention to the community development and also the partnership working. This will help, and another one, the main important thing is this will help to safeguard the child, male and woman who have been facing the human trafficking and also the modern slavery, especially in the hospitality industry. So in this slide also I just put one pictorial representation, so that will give you a brief idea what I meant in this slide. So now I'm just getting into the conclusion regarding this topic. So human trafficking or the modern slavery issues have created the negative impression of the hospitality sector. So in the bottom of this slide you can see the human right for all, and I just put some picture with the several hand. It's been mentioned in the specific colors. So in this slide, the hospitality sector must consider a fair employment structure to eliminate the forced labor issues from the root. Also, thus hospitality industry can witness the higher productive work culture, the false job advertisement, and one of the major threat related to the human traffic and also the modern slavery. So you can get an overall idea regarding this topic after getting into the conclusion. So the 22nd slide, it's been signifying about the references of this given topic. So I think I just present this video well. So hope everyone will enjoy this presentation also. And once again I am saying that thank you for giving me such a wonderful topic for this as our assignment. So thank you very much.